is supposed to function as designed. Who is going to certify that? I think very, very difficult issue because requirement engineering is not done to the extent satisfied. Based on the requirement engineering specifications, only software is developed. So with the requirement specification, only software I can do. The requirement engineering itself is questionable, is evolving. Can the system be trustable or operational for some more time? Supplier and business partners and services and IT systems and capability of developers. I think we have to worry about this kind of plethora of people who are going to be involved in the assurance framework. So really I think why assurance, competitive threats and way forward. I think even competitors have to work together to get the business share. I think this is the kind of scenario what we are expecting. So even security agencies are going to be common agencies maybe, but they are supposed to safeguard your own business interests there. So really I think I just wanted to give 2 slides here about identity issues in India because I've been involved in the system design for identity management, possibly passport system in the country earlier, and immigration system in the country for the network advisory role, and police criminal records management system, and including UID now. We see the kind of things where this country does not have uniform naming convention. So we have a major big issue here. I think how will you manage naming convention is not standardized in the country. How will you have the name? None of the government forms today talks about how to write your name. It only says expand your initials, block letters you write. But what is naming convention is not standardized. It's a big problem. Layout is standardized, but naming convention is not standardized. Actually, we have a personal name and other names. Maybe we have to work about it. Maybe mother's name is a unique name identity. We are going to take about mother's name as going to be attachment to the kind of thing for ID matters. But the birth and death registration, I think somebody was talking to me in the morning in the first session, or date of birth was same. I think if you see, many of the schools, date of birth recorded there, it's all 11 and 17. Because people don't know how to give date of birth. People come to admit the children to school in rural areas. So school administrator writes the date of birth. Even name neither. Right? This is the kind of thing. We have common names. We have same date of birth, so it's not going to be unique identity anymore. We have to worry about the kind of date of birth itself. So we are worried about no social security registration number. Of course, UID, when it comes into picture, it only identifies resident of this country, not citizen of this country. We need a citizenship rights also there. It is not addressing that because it's a very big complex problem to address the citizens of this country. So then electoral database. I think we have 600 million, 700 million records. Is electoral ID can be used? No, it cannot be used as ID. It only says residential proof or residential verification. It doesn't talk about other unique parameters, even citizens of this country. I think when Delhi government made a survey, they found that all the people, all the citizens of other countries have all the IDs, whatever you want. So what you will do? So you can use passport, you can have bank records, you can have a kind of ration card, everything there. So the IDs can be used or not for any purpose as an ID of a citizen of India is a questionable issue. Absence of PAN and ID numbers for everybody, not auditable, verifiable. So UID may be a successful, verifiable database, maybe possibly a large database which is being created now. So we have to worry about it. When Nandan Nilekani formulated this project, we had a long discussion with them. We said one biometrics is not enough. Fingerprints was one of the biometrics he suggested earlier in the cabinet note. But when we found that only fingerprint is not, because rural laboratories does not have fingerprints, extraction of features is very complex. So we have to use multiplicity of biometrics. Any one of them satisfied can be identified to you. So I think this is what the strategy is adopted in UID project. So what kind of standards use? Is any biometric standards? It's evolving standards. Only layout standards are there. API standards are there. Biometric standards are not there. I think if you go to the Gulf, maybe possibly India, right to left writing name and left to right writing name. Unless you know it, you will not in a position to read what is written there in the layout. I think we have to understand the kind of things, the pattern of writing also in the layout pattern, imprint pattern. I think this is a very important issue there. So I think this is talked about various, so we are talking about federated identity management to start with, go for unique ID a little later. Possibly this is the kind of way in which India should go. Maybe possibly because of various reasons, we have various IDs, map the IDs to come to unified parameters. I think we have to look for this kind of integration of the databases to have integrity of information being provided by the databases there. So I think what we talked about assurance layers framework, management and operational assurance, I think risk and return of investment. I think people have changed the return of investment ROI to return of information. So ROI is redefined now. Technical assurance, I think this is one of the things where nobody worried about it, but we have to worry about availability, serviceability, maintainability. There are multiple digital technologies working together in a convergent mode. I think very, very important aspect. Financial assurance is anyway done. Even then Satyam fraud came up into the picture. Revenue assurance is a kind of things which is happened, leak agents fraud. See, I am working on a concept called cyber forensics now, and really we are trying to see the kind of investigating agencies, the kind of capacity building of the investigating agencies, including judges, have to be changed. Because they can't accept this evidence created by the kind of tools. Is the tool certified? I think IT Act Amendment said there will be certification of tools from which evidence can be created, can be used as a kind of evidence in the law. I think we have to worry about the kind of forensics become the investigating agencies authority earlier. Now it become enterprise requirement. Because I should know what is happening in my enterprise, in my network of connected systems, in my network of connected organizations, multiplicity of stakeholders being interfacing to us. I think we have to worry about legal compliance and assurance. I think we have been made accountable in the governance issue. So a lot of things set up and internal threat models. I think a lot of work is being done in this area. Of course, India does not see much of things. So privilege graph, attack graph, maybe information graph, all the things are used. There are a lot of shortcomings. So new models are coming up. New tools are coming up in the kind of threat management exercise for internal modeling. So really, I think we have to worry about interdependencies of critical infrastructure. I think very important aspect, infrastructure characteristics, environment characteristics, coupling and response behavior characteristics, types of interdependencies, state of operations. I think we have to worry about when disaster happens, what is the state of operations? The distress mode. So we have to worry about kind of security reasons and even in distress mode. So really, I think a lot of integration has to happen. So the integration is operational integration, the professional integration, the emotional cultural integration, technology integration. I think this is what a kind of cyber governance framework components are there. So let me go into the kind of things what India has done something. So it's a global phenomena, business assurance. Combined Code of UK and SOX of USA. I think it's quite of things which have come up as a kind of compliance now. Basel 2 and 3 for the financial sector. Project governance has come up as a kind of requirement from project management to project governance you go. IT governance is going to be imperative for the enterprises to adopt. Human and human governance is very important exercise because it's to be interfaces which is going to matter a lot. India initiative is class 49, Basel 2 and Basel 3 RBA initiatives, SEBI corporate governance implementation directives, risk management RBA and TRI is working on risk management frameworks, MCA initiatives, corporate tax sector, corporate governance initiatives are being taking place. So a lot of things have been talked about how the kind of trust can be created with the corporate to adopt the cyber environment there. So really I think a lot of alignments are taking place. There are a lot of CXOs today in any enterprise. We have to align them together like the technology is aligning themselves. The organizations are aligned for business goals. So really I think I want to spend two slides on technical standards because standards are many. So it's a security standard, it's audit standard, it's interoperability standard, it's an interface standard, and it is a architecture standards, it's a human-computer interface standards, it's a quality work standards, environmental standards, data interchange standards, layout imprint standards. I think technical standards are one which talks about interoperability and interactivity and accessibility, where management standards are one good practices, certification, verification, and auditability is ensured. So this slide shows no single standard satisfies the environment. So what do you do it? So you have to go for a group standards. That's what I think we initiated in Bureau of Indian Standards. Now for sector-specific group standards are going to be customized. And this is going to be a kind of standards compliance has to be done. Maybe this India initiative is coming to be a kind of better thing in the world because each standards addresses a different part of enterprise of organizational processes and management scenario. I think this standard, we want to achieve Six Sigma there. That's what I think this standards regular predicts this year. So really, certification is one. There are three issues of certification. There are semantic issues, there are administrative issues, there are technology issues. I think we have to work about certification issue itself. It's a big area of work, challenge before us. So next is, I think, what we do is, there are a lot of technologies coming. I think my colleagues will cover some of them. Cryptography and cryptology. I think these encryption standards are coming up. Steganography is information hiding technology is coming up in a big way. Digital watermarking, where remote printing is used, re-ticketing is all the subscription services are going to use. Digital watermarking is a kind of major area. Digital rights management is a very interesting exercise where a lot of standards are being worked out now. Cyber defense technologies and access control ID management technologies, signatures. I think we talk about cyber forensic, cyber audit. I think this is a kind of plethora of technologies are going to be co-working for giving a business assurance to us. I think last slide, which I thought that there should be a maturity model, there should be a security governance model, maturity model. We want to have the same level 5 similar kind of things to be practiced here. I think we have to grade them. We have to make a trusting as a better scenario to accept it. So what we thought, perfect security is not achievable. Let us understand that. We are not going to work in a kind of dreamware where everything secure, somebody says is not agreeable to us. At the end of the day, the security function is about managing the frequency and magnitude of loss. That's what it is going to comfort level we are going to decide. So security is going to be a function where the comfort level is defined and you are comfortable with this kind of thing. So your comfort level has to be improving. There's nothing like absolute security. So building comfort levels is the kind of thing which we are working about: privacy and society, safety and security, and trust creation. Okay. The past, we have inherited the past for which we cannot be held responsible because environment is going on changing, dynamic environment. Present, we have fashioned the present on the basis of development models which have undergone many mid-course corrections. Future, the path of future, the future which India and Indians will play a prominent role in the world affairs, is to repeat the opportunities and challenges. Number of key areas, it is necessary to break from the past in order to achieve the vision, our vision. So really we have to embrace integrated security and cyber assurance framework in our enterprises, in our organizations, in our core. So in governance, the matters past is no guarantee. The present is imperfect and 50 degrees of security and information management, life cycle management in the areas, so that we'll see how best we can enterprise, what level of maturity we can achieve in our organizations. I think with this, I will start the other panelists a chance to talk. And so Arvind Malhotra, we want to call first because I think he has some other engagement. Maybe possibly we'll request him to give the first speaker here. Arvind Malhotra, please.